Hey, this is Russell Wilson. This is Joe Montana.
This is Dak Prescott.
Hey, this is Jason Kelsey, and you're listening to Rob Maaddi.
Rob Maaddi.
Rob Maaddi.
Rob Maaddi.
Welcome to the all-new On Football with me, AP NFL writer Rob Maaddi. The NFL's Week 1, it kicked off with several great games highlighted by the Buffalo Bills rallying to beat the Baltimore Ravens 41-40. First ever 41-40 score in an NFL game. It was a playoff rematch between two teams who we could see them face off again in January. So coming up, we're going to talk to the man who led the Buffalo Bills to that incredible comeback, NFL MVP Josh Allen. But first, let's get to a few predictions. Pro Picks started the year off 13-3 straight up. Last week, 8-8 against the spread. Couple of half-point losses. It's okay. We'll take it. But the 4-pack was 4-0 straight up, 3-1 against the spread. We're going to go to our best bet first, and that's Jim Harbaugh's Chargers. They sent a message with their victory over the Chiefs in Brazil. They are a legitimate contender to prevent Kansas City from their 10th AFC West title. Justin Herbert was sensational, threw for 317 yards. They're on the road Monday night against Pete Carroll's Raiders, who they proved they're not going to be a pushover in the AFC West. The Chargers are 3.5-point favorites on the road. I'm taking the Chargers 30-23. For my upset special, I'm looking at Atlanta, plus 3.5 at Minnesota. Michael Penix was impressive in that loss against Tampa Bay. J.J. McCarthy balled out in the fourth quarter in his first career start to lead the Vikings to a comeback win on Monday night on the road in Chicago. Vikings D is banged up. It's a short week off an emotional win. That's why I'm leaning towards the upset. Falcons 23-20. Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles could have lost last week to Dallas in the opener. If CeeDee Lamb catches a few of those passes, obviously not having Jalen Carter hurt the Super Bowl champs. The Chiefs looked out of sync week 1 in Brazil. The offense started slow. They lost Xavier Worthy. Patrick Mahomes rallied them late, but the D couldn't make any stops. Kansas City hasn't started 0-2 since 2014. Mahomes has never lost 3 games in a row. They were embarrassed by Philly in the Super Bowl. It's the revenge factor. Chiefs are 1-point home underdogs. I'm going to take Kansas City to win that game, 26-24. For the last of the 4-pack, Monday night, Tampa Bay at Houston. Texans are minus 2.5. Their offense struggled against the Rams. They can't afford to start 0-2, the two-time defending AFC South champs. C.J. Stroud should have more time in the pocket against the Buccaneers. Hassan Reddick had Tampa's only sack in that win against Atlanta. Baker Mayfield and Emeka Egbuka clicked right away, but this is a tough spot for the Bucs. Texans 27-20. Up next, NFL MVP Josh Allen. Josh Allen was one of several quarterbacks who didn't play a single snap in the preseason, but all he did in week 1, 33 of 46, 394 yards, 2 touchdowns, plus he ran for 30 yards and scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. 251 of those passing yards, they came in the fourth quarter, and he rallied the Bills back from a 15-point deficit against the Ravens to a 41-40 win. Here's my conversation with Josh Allen, who's going to lead Buffalo on the road against the New York Jets in North Jersey this week. Rob, what's going on, Josh? How are you, bud?
I'm doing great. Good to see you.
Just want to get into so much for Russ, right? No preseason snaps, and you guys come out clicking right from the start. How are you able to build that chemistry with everybody and just be able to go out there and do what you did against Baltimore?
Yeah, it's trusting our process, trusting our other 10 guys on the football field, trusting what Joe's calling, and, really sticking to the fundamentals and how we work during training camp, and really just trying to pick up where we left off from last year.
Expectations, as you know, are so high for the Bills, but it's important to maintain that day-to-day focus as the leader. How do you do that for the team?
I think the number one thing I can do is, 1, be myself, try to be the best leader and teammate that I can be. And 2, I've been asked, what are your expectations for this year? I don't have any expectations. I just want to go out there and play football, work extremely hard, and just try to play to my full potential. And the results will come with that. So, being more focused on the process rather than the results.
How do you go from a start that you had in week 1 and just to be able to, you got divisional rival, you're on the road, you look at the film, you watch them, just to maintain that week to week steadiness?
Well, we know obviously this is a different outfit than they have been maybe the last couple of years. Their coach is doing a good job with them. I thought they played extremely well during game one. They're doing some things slightly different over there. But it's a hungry team. It's a team that's playing really well. They played some really good football this last week, and we're gonna have our hands full trying to understand what they're trying to do and go out there and execute to our best abilities because they got some absolute players on that side of the ball.
I spoke to you, Josh, last year about playing with a chip on your shoulder. You're now an MVP. You've got all kinds of accolades and praise being heaped upon you. Does it get harder to play with a chip on your shoulder when all of that's going on around you?
No, I mean I'm still as internally driven as I ever have been. Obviously, just maybe priorities and what I'm telling myself has changed. All I'm trying to do is execute each play and help my team win a football game. Just trying to be a master of all situations that we're in and trusting, like I said, the process.
What do you see is the most important quality as a leader, as a quarterback, as the guy that everybody looks to?
I think it's authenticity. I think it's being the same guy every day. I feel like people can't really know you unless you know yourself. So being as real as you can be, and really getting to know each other and finding out what makes certain guys tick.
What kind of steps do you take to make sure that happens? I've heard Aaron Rodgers talk about eating with different players in the cafeteria. Other guys have talked to me about maybe just chilling with defensive players, special teams players, whoever it may be. What do you do?
Yeah, it's sitting at different tables at lunch, inviting other people over for dinner. It's doing poker nights. It's EOTAs, making sure hey, come over, have a nice little glass of apple juice and hang out and watch the games, watch the fight on, and just trying to be around the guys as much as possible because I think the most important thing here is the brotherhood and the relationship that you form because those relationships off the field pay dividends on the field.
Josh, you might be the most liked opponent by other teams' fan bases. Teams out there, fans out there that want to hate their opposing players, they always say it's hard not to like Josh Allen. How does that make you feel?
I don't know. My whole mindset is this is such a weird profession in those terms because really 31 out of the 32 teams shouldn't like you. It's a good thing when they don't like you. That means you're probably doing something pretty good. So it's a weird situation to be in, but I hope that they're saying those things because of the off the field impact stuff that I do. The hospital and Shai Children's Hospital and the Patricia Allen Fund. So hopefully maybe that's why I can get behind that.
Hey, my wife and I have been happily married, Josh, for 13 years. For us, it's communication. That's the key, and building our foundation on the Lord. Do you have any marital advice for newlyweds out there?
I'm only a couple months into it. I love my life. I love my wife. I think that's the most important thing. Making sure that your priorities are set and again communication, making sure both sets of priorities are where they need to be. And understanding, I guess the wants and needs of each other.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for doing this, and wish you a ton of blessings.
Thank you, Rob. God bless.
Back for a final word. I don't like to overreact to one game, but Aaron Rodgers sure looks like he has plenty left in the tank. The 41-year-old four-time NFL MVP kind of stuck it to Aaron Glenn in his coaching debut with the Jets. 22 of 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns, no turnovers. Aaron Rodgers earns my Take That performance of the week. Thank you to Josh Allen. Thank you for listening to On Football with me, AP's Rob Maaddi. And thanks to Haya Panjwani for producing this episode. Please check out apnews.com for the full pro picks, on football analysis, and more NFL news.